Hello, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday night. We Grow Wednesday, every Wednesday, 8 o'clock Central Time. Today it is February 5th, 2025, and we're going to play a little intro. Help me get some time to hit the like button and share it out. If you could help me out with that. If you're watching right now, you could be watching the replay after the show, and by all means, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. We'll be right back in about 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Let's grow.
The indoor farmer has a tale to tell. Under the glow of LED lights where his stories dwell. He's not just growing greens, he's sowing seeds of thought. In a studio with a microphone where wisdom's bought. We grow Wednesday from 8 to 9. Tune in, folks, for a communal time. With Waylon, we'll learn to grow in life, in love, and in what we sow. He's a man of the soil and a man of the word, a veteran with a vision, his voice undeterred. From cannabis tales to the latest farm tech, his shows where the nerds and the farmers intersect. He lights up the airwaves with truth and care, sharing joys, the highs, and yes, the wear and tear. On We Grow Wednesday, we're all one big team. Growing together is the ultimate dream. We Grow Wednesday from 8 to 9. Tune in, folks, for a communal time. We'll and we'll learn to grow in life, in love, and in what we sow. He's a man of the soil and a man of the word, a veteran with a vision, his voice undeterred. From cannabis tales to the latest farm tech, his shows where the nerds and the farmers intersect. He lights up the airwaves with truth and care, sharing joys, the highs, and yes, the wear and tear. On We Grow Wednesday, we're all one big team. Growing together is the ultimate dream. We Grow Wednesday from 8 to 9. Join Waylon for our journey so fine. Learning, laughing, and sometimes sad, but always together from the good to the bad. He speaks of the benefits, the pros and the cons of the plant that has helped him feel less withdrawn. With guests from all walks, stories to share, Waylon makes sure that no one feels like they're there alone. Whoa. So come every Wednesday, find your place in his light, where Waylon, the indoor farmer, invites you to grow not just plants, but your soul, your mind, in a world where together we're truly aligned. Tune in, grow with us, let's expand our view on We Grow Wednesday with Waylon. It's true.
Waylon, the indoor farmer, has a tale to tell. Under the glow of LED lights where his stories dwell, he's not just growing greens, he's sowing seeds of thought. In a studio with a microphone where wisdom's bought. We Grow Wednesday from 8 to 9. Tune in, folks, for a communal time with Waylon. We'll learn to grow in life, in love, and in what we sow. He's a man of the soil and a man of the word, a veteran with a vision, his voice undeterred. From cannabis tales to the latest farm tech, his shows where the nerds and the farmers intersect. He lights up the airwaves with truth and care, sharing joys, the highs, and yes, the wear and tear. On We Grow Wednesday, we're all one big team. Growing together is the ultimate dream. We Grow Wednesday from 8 to 9. Tune in, folks, for a communal time with Waylon. We'll learn to grow in life, in love, and in what we sow. He's a man of the soil and a man of the word, a veteran with a vision, his voice undeterred. From cannabis tales to the latest farm tech, his shows where the nerds and the farmers intersect. He lights up the airwaves with truth and care, sharing joys, the highs, and yes, the wear and tear.
When the indoor farmer.
All right. What's up, everybody? Hello, hello, and welcome to We Grow Wednesday. It is the middle of the week, and it's been a hell of a week this week for me. Just, random, unnecessary stress this week. So I hope everybody is doing well, getting through the week. It is February 5th, 2025. It's 2/5/2025. 2/5/25. But yeah, guys, it's 8 o'clock Central Time on Wednesday. We do We Grow Wednesday every week for a few reasons. It gives me a chance to hang out with you guys middle of the week and kind of get through the rest of the week. But also, we look into what's growing on out there, and we look into some stories, some news articles, maybe some articles on a few different websites that we check out. Maybe something agriculture related, health related, something in that general area. Because there's a lot of news shows out there. There's not too many news shows specifically centered around what's growing on, what we eat, what we have to do to survive. There might be some agriculture shows out there that just talk about corn and wheat and soybeans like nonstop. I know there are actually, but let's talk about stuff like that people like to eat. Not just the feed that they grow for us. So that's what we do on Wednesday. Excuse me. A little frog in my throat right now. Not even smoking that much because I've got some kind of little frog in the throat. A lot of people are getting sick right now. So, right now would be the time to try and boost that immune system. Maybe we'll look into that today. There's a lot of foods that can boost the immune system, and that doesn't mean that you eat them when you're sick. It means that if you eat them on a general basis, it can be over a long period of time helpful to you in a lot of healthy ways. And that's what food does for us. It's like medicine, but on a longer term, longer scale, right? We got about 2 minutes. We'll do a little dab to get things going here. Let me see if I can get the camera to stand still. There we go. We'll do that. What is up, guys? I see a bunch of you coming in from the Rumble and the YouTube and the Facebook. Come on in. Go check out X if you haven't gone over there yet. I do appreciate everybody that's going to X. X is definitely my X has outpaced Rumble on growth wise and whatnot. No offense to Rumble. I really appreciate Rumble. I hope that Chris Pavlovsky figures some things out for creators. They're working on that right now. I think he said there was supposed to be a new program coming out. It was supposed to be like yesterday. I'll have to figure that out, but we'll get to it. Last night we had a, a hell of a review show. If you didn't catch that, the first 20 or 30 minutes, I was like ready to lose my mind because of some technical issues, and it's not resolved. I don't know what happened. Just gremlins in the machine, guys. So all you can do is keep going, keep moving on, and do the next thing, right? The show must go on. And so tonight, hopefully, we don't have that kind of issue, but we are going to get into some articles and find out what's going on. I did hear that for anyone that is interested, whether you like them or not, RFK, I guess, got past the first round of hearings or of confirmation hearings. Yeah. So interesting, intriguing. For those of us out here who are just hoping that he does a little bit of what he's talking about, getting rid of red dyes, red 40 or whatever the dye was he mentioned, all of them would be great. But like any of these things that he's mentioned, whether you like him or not, I'm hoping that he does something there in our health industry. Well, whether that is just to help clean up some of the bloat, some of the extra waste and all that stuff, or God forbid, make us a little healthier in general, I mean, and if he doesn't, he doesn't. And it's status quo like it's been for many years, right? But let's just see, maybe he shakes things up a little bit. I don't think there's any stories on that per se, but I heard that he passed the first round. I did, happy 710. Cheers to the 710ers out there. I did find this article. The USDA Inspector General refuses to leave office after firing, escorted out by security, and there's a report on that. That's interesting, and whether you think it's good or bad, the USDA, it's interesting because that's going to be a lot, it's connected to our health and wellness, right? So we'll see what happens. Maybe we get better meat out of the deal. Who knows? A guy can dream, right? Cheers to the hope for a better future, right, guys? Cheers. Oh yeah, make sure you get your number today. I'll be doing another spin for the subscriber wheel. Garden gnomes, you think? Keep the gremlins away. That's probably a good idea. I saw what was that Stephen King movie when we were kids? Like wasn't the Langoliers? It was this weird movie where like cats were protecting their owners at night when these like little gremlins would come in the house. I don't know what they were, but I forgot the movie. But the cat would be there to help protect them. Somebody's gonna have it in a minute. Okay, so let's pull up some stories here and get into it. And we'll get to that spin here in a little while. And as usual, if we can get up to the 50 likes or 25 live viewers on the Facebook side, we'll do another door prize tonight. Cat's Eye was the name of it, Kayla. Okay, thank you. That doesn't sound familiar, but it sounds like it could be right. What's up, Sean? Cheers, brother. Come on in. All right, let's share it in. Let's see what will we do first. We'll just go with the whole window. So I guess we'll check out this USDA story real fast. I don't want to get too bored on it right away. Let's see, Phyllis Fong. I think I heard her name in the news recently. This is from 7 days ago, the January 29th. Phyllis Fong told her colleague, I'll just go to this story. Inspector General of the U.S. Department of Agriculture was reportedly escorted out of her office by security agents on Monday after she refused to comply with her firing. Oh, hey, we got spam already on the kick. Hey, homie, they called me homie. Hey, I'm not your homie, buddy, guy. I'm not your guy, pal. I see you over there on kick. Okay, where are we at? She refused to comply with her firing by the Trump administration. Sources familiar with the matter told Reuters that Phyllis Fong told her colleagues earlier that she intended to stay despite the White House's terminating her on Friday, and that she didn't believe the Trump administration had followed proper protocol. Well, we saw with the last administration, protocol isn't always the key. It's what you're willing to do, and they did a lot of things that were not under protocol. So we'll see what happens here. Fong, a 22-year veteran of the department, said it in an email sent to colleagues on Saturday that the Independent Council of the Inspector General on Integrity and Efficiency has taken the position that these termination notices do not comply with the requirements set out in law and therefore are not effective at this time. Wow. A lot of words there. I don't know if they mean anything, though. Fong was among 17 federal watchdogs fired by Trump on Friday. They just say Trump. On Air Force One, Trump told reporters on the firings, it's a very common thing to do. The inspector generals were informed of their terminations via an email from the White House, which cited changing priorities as the reason. Yeah. The White House said, for the firing of the inspector general, these rogue partisan bureaucrats have been relieved of their duties in order to make room for qualified individuals who will uphold the rule of law and protect the democracy, our democracy, or our constitutional republic, whatever you want to call it. Council of the Inspector General and Integrity of the on integrity and efficiency, sent a letter to the White House on Friday claiming that the dismissals appeared to violate federal law. Other critics have argued that the firings violated a federal law that requires a 30-day notice to be given to Congress. Okay. That's it. Okay. Well, interesting. You tell me what you think in the comments below, but it is a story. Mexico-Canada tariffs delayed. 10% tariff on all imports from China went into effect Tuesday. Okay. We threw a 10% tariff on China already. Lawmaker stresses need for an ag research at AI event. Ooh, AI and agriculture. That could be a good story. These people all kind of look shady because they're in the shade. Kind of like partly in shade and then not in shade. Let's see. The weed got away, but the demonstration. What? Am I starting this in the right place here? This is how the story starts, okay? The weed got away, but the demonstration of a prototype horseradish weeder at the University of Illinois made its point for elected officials, media, and guests. What did I just read? That doesn't make a lot of sense. The weed got away, but the demonstration of the prototype horseradish weeder at the University of Illinois made its point. Okay, so they didn't kill the weed or didn't take out the weed, but it made its point. Okay, computer science student Arun Sivakumar showed both the potential of an AI-informed machine and the need for more research when the weeder missed the simulated weed. Oh, no. The AI, yeah. Well, we already know the AI is like not even able to give us, fully formed hands and stuff like that. So we'll see. U.S. Rep. Nikki Budzinski, Democrat from Springfield, absorbed both the messages of AI's potential and the need for further research while watching the demonstration by teams from the Center for Digital Agriculture. Center for Digital Agriculture. That sounds like somewhere I should check out. And artificial intelligence for future agriculture resilience, management, and sustainability. AI farms, agriculture resilience management. Oh, wait. Future agriculture resilience management and sustainability farms. Sometimes they really just got to try hard to shoehorn these acronyms in there, don't they? Let's see. AI tools hold so much potential for our growers and producers, the lawmaker said while standing in a sunny greenhouse in Urbana, seeing early tests of the prototype. Urbana, okay. It's about 3 hours. The work is in its early stages, and it will likely be a few more years before farmers can use it in their fields, said John. Well, yeah, I mean, if it's going to miss the weed altogether, then of course. CDA Executive Director, okay, this is an example of working together with farmers to meet their needs, including weed control for specialty crops, he said. This includes horseradish, as the bulk of the nation's 4,500 acres of the crop are growing in southern Illinois. Wow. I didn't know horseradish was such a big thing. I mean, I guess we have our horseradish sauce, our shrimp sauces. Many farmers who grow hundreds of acres of horseradish also grow thousands of acres of corn and soybeans and are accustomed to having technology solutions on a large scale. They want non-commercial solutions for their small-scale food production crops. That is where AI can provide solutions, Reed said. When asked about concerns of privacy with AI technologies, Budzinski said, anything that is innovative needs guardrails. AI is no different. The team also demonstrated a robotic cover crop planter that could help farmers get cover crops planted before harvesting corn. so the crop could be more effective as the ground cover during the winter, preventing erosion and improving soil health. The current adoption of cover crops in Illinois is less than 10%. Part of our goal is to increase that, said Jessica Weedow, AI Farms Executive Director. Okay. Highlighted other innovations. Vikram Advi, Director of AI Farms, directed Crop Wizard, generative AI platform offering real-time support to farmers as a virtual agronomist. Agronomist, yeah. Another project, the livestock monitoring system will help ranchers manage large herds more effectively. Okay, well that kind of makes sense. You could have drones kind of managing herds. I don't know if you'd have a drone sheepdog yet. That'd be interesting, like a drone that just barks. Like they make it bark. The U.S. must continue to invest on both research and workforce training, or it will lose its edge, Adby told Budzinski and other attendees. Well, yeah, he wants more investment in his research, of course, but it doesn't always mean that we need more. I'm not saying we don't, but it's funny that the guy that's doing the research says, yeah, we gotta invest more. Agriculture research and investment is critical important for our federal government. Why is agriculture research important for the federal government? I would argue that agriculture research is important for the people of this country, not for the federal government. What do they need to know the information for? I mean, they have to eat too, I guess. But Budzinski said, adding she thinks including incentives and increasing agriculture research or support must be part of the new farm bill. Okay. So that's interesting. I think it makes sense. I've seen some other programs that will automatically plant and de-weed a small garden bed, but I guess this would be on a bigger scale, possibly a bigger situation. Addressing hunger with diverse food systems. Addressing hunger with diverse food systems. Let's see what that's about. This is from February 3rd. Let's see, by Hannah Spangler. Is that Maxine Waters? A diverse food system can help address nutritional deficiencies. Wouldn't that be deficiencies? Deficits, my bad, nationwide. But not everyone has access to the food needed for a balanced diet. Reality is the affordability of a diverse diet for 45 million Americans is not a daily choice, said Eartharine Cousin. Her last name is Cousin, former ambassador to the UN Agencies for Food and Agriculture. Ambassador to the UN Agencies for Food and Agriculture. It sounds so healthy. That is the face of hunger in the United States of America. Speaking at the From Food to Followers. This is weird. Speaking at the From Food to Followers, Everything Local conference in Springfield. Well, why do they have why is there a colon in there? The From Food to Followers, Everything Local conference in Springfield. Cousin emphasizes the importance of solutions to grow a diverse food system for all. These solutions need to support farm income, local processing, and ultimately feed communities. Oh yeah, okay. That's like saying the obvious parts. Creating more markets that allow farmers to produce a variety of products and fostering communication between policymakers, researchers, and agriculture community are some ways Illinois is addressing hunger throughout the state. This is just for the Illinois, I guess. I thought it was a little broader, but the work the state has done is significant, but we can't stop. This is just the beginning of what is necessary, Cousin told conference attendees. Cousin stressed that without customer demand or consumer demand, farmers can't afford to grow and remain sustainable. Supporting diverse markets are crucial, and farm to school programs, which connect schools with local farmers to provide fresh, healthy food to students, are one of the markets that support farmers' efforts toward a diverse food system. Um, I got a gripe about this, but I'm going to read more before I stop and talk about it. She also highlighted the importance of supporting farmers who implemented practices to preserve soil health. Okay, I'm liking this. Financial incentives for rational or rotational crops and cover crops can help preserve the land for future generations. Yes, we need to get farmers paid for how they produce to catalyze. Let me clean this while we're reading here. To catalyze the change to produce or to production methodologies. My bad. I'm trying to do too many things at once over here. Um, to catalyze and change for more mixed agriculture. Yes, mixed agriculture. We don't all need corn, soybeans, and wheat. And I guess horseradishes from the from the previous story. Let's see. Grants are more or one method of supporting or support for specialty growers and other producers. Illinois Department of Agriculture Director Jerry Costello II said that IDOA is committed for farmers or to farmers, the regional food system, and food insecurity communities. The department is doing everything it can to ensure grant funding is available. Oh, here we go. Here comes Pritzker here. In January, Governor J.B. Pritzker announced $14.7 million in funding for the local food purchase assistance program. This program sources fresh local food from farmers at a fair market value and helps deliver that food to food insecure communities throughout the state. The increase in funding extends LFPA's ability to transform the Illinois food system. This program is making participants self-sustainable through the creation of new markets. Costello said about LFPA during the Everything Local conference. This is one of a kind program in the United States that supports underserved farmers. Okay, I gotta stop it right there. So one of the things that she said in the story here was that the farmers, without having consumer demand, they can't make enough in order to be sustainable. Well, we also waste a lot of stuff here on our farms. I've talked about it a few times. There's a story of a gentleman, I think it was a farmer in Austria, that was losing money. He wasn't able to sell all of his products. He wasn't able to get everything sold before it would go bad. And I don't remember the numbers. It was a swing of $115,000 a year between losing money and gaining money. I don't remember if he lost 100,000 or lost 15,000 and gained 100,000 or gained 15,000. I can't remember which way it went, but it makes a lot of sense when you find out that what he did was he took all of his waste products, all of the plant waste and probably anything else he could find to put in there, local organic waste, and he created a system, which there are many of, agitator type systems where you can put waste in there and there's an arm inside of it. It's a sealed container of some kind, a large building or whatever that's sealed, and it has an arm inside there that will agitate and move the waste around. Cow farms do this, and anyone that has enough waste to make it valuable. What happens is they turn that waste into methane and probably some good compost and turn it into methane, and that methane gets trapped and then produces electricity somewhere, or they sell the methane or they produce electricity. I don't remember how it went, but you basically turn that deficit into a profit. And so I think if we could adapt some more technology like that, I think it would be really beneficial. But that's not to say they're not doing that already. Who am I to know that yet? I haven't seen any stories on it. I haven't researched it all that much. But if if we can turn our waste into a profit, then why not? I mean, it's already waste. You already have to deal with it. You already have to get rid of it, whatever it is. I've talked about it on a small scale. I want to do this for my own home eventually, not just my waste, but like, yard scraps and anything else that I come up with. And so I feel like we could all do it on a smaller scale too. But farmers have a huge reason to do it. I mean, if you have bushels and bushels of whatever corn or something that's not going to sell in time, you can see it starting to go bad. Instead of trying to sell it off at a cheaper rate, where they can like take a loss, but they still get some of it back, and but they're selling like really produce that's not really going to be very good, or going to go bad fairly quickly. And so you take that, instead of trying to pass it off to somebody, turn it into a profit by, and you know what? Who knows? Maybe they would end up with, maybe they'd end up with more profit from the electricity, and then just stop selling food and grow more plants. I mean, that's a joke, but there are actual plants out there that can produce higher amounts of energy. Like there's a certain kind of grass. I had a friend, John, forget his last name. John came on to represent the company. A company that produces Calga. I forget the company. It's been like a year since I had him on. But the guy worked for the government. He was talking about this. They developed or found a grass, not weed, not cannabis, but a grass that actually produces more methane than what it costs to grow it, as far as cost ratio. So it's a pretty interesting topic for me. I think that that's something that we could all do. All that waste we just kind of toss around. Now you could argue that we need that waste locally as well. Like you got to have it in the area. You got to have it to rejuvenate your own lands and stuff like that. So there's got to be a happy medium. We ship a lot of our own waste out away from the house to landfills and things like that. Oh, I lost my website over here. Give me a second. I lost StreamYard on my other computer. I think I'm still on. It's okay. I'm just going to move to another story here. Let's see what else we got. Let's check out Marijuana Moment. Get into the fun stuff for a minute. They don't put out a lot of articles, so they may not have anything new, but let's see. Bipartisan senators address marijuana industry banking challenges. I think we saw that one before. I didn't read it, but I hope that's not their newest story. Okay, here's one from 5 hours ago. Opioid prescriptions drop in states that legalize marijuana. Federally funded study shows. Okay, that's a hell of a positive development. Ben Aldine maybe is his name, from 5 hours ago. A new federally funded study shows that legalization of marijuana in U.S. states is associated with reduced prescriptions for opioid pain medication among commercially insured adults. Okay. Indicating a possible substitution effect where patients are choosing to use cannabis instead of prescription drugs to treat pain. Yeah, because we don't know what's in the prescription drugs. You buy bud from your friend that grows it, and you can literally see the entire process, or you grow it yourself. And if you want to start going that direction, I mean, you could still go to the dispensary. You could still buy it randomly from people you don't know. And yes, there's that unknown factor there still. People have been known to taint cannabis. I mean, had things sprayed on it before and other such things, just to make it seem like it's going to give you a bigger punch, What's up, Elisa May? In my town, a food bank truck comes to the school. Farmers donate fresh produce for them to give away. Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I wonder if that's like the produce. You guys ever heard of like there was this kid that created a whole business around gathering up the ugly fruits and vegetables, the stuff that they wouldn't actually sell because it just was a weird shape, even though it was like totally fine still. And that kid would go and find those because they were just throwing this stuff out, and he would like put together packages and give them out to either a homeless program, or it was like some kind of a low cost food bank program. but it was an interesting idea. I wonder if that's what's going on there, Lisa May, that they give like some leftover, or maybe they just keep a bit of it aside for that. I'm not sure, but yeah. Yeah, I got a tickle in me throat, you guys. I'm hoping I'm not gonna get sick. Oh, all right, let's see here. These results suggest that substitution of cannabis for traditional pain medication increase as the availability of recreational cannabis increases. Authors wrote, nothing that there appears to be a small shift once recreational cannabis becomes legal. Nothing that there. This is a some kind of typo here. Authors wrote, nothing that there appears to be shift once recreational cannabis becomes legal, but we see stronger results once users can purchase cannabis at recreational dispensaries. I see. So I guess there's a difference between when recreational cannabis is legal to when all the dispensaries become available. What's up, Benjamin? What is up, everybody? I see you all coming in and tagging and liking and sharing and coming in on the Rumble and the YouTube. Oh, we got Bean. He said 2 comments this time. What's up, Bean? Did you leave? What's the psst? You want to kick me in the ear or something to that effect? I can't tell what you're doing here. You want to kiss my ear? I'm not sure what that is, Bean. All right, let's see. Reduction in opioid prescription fills stemming from recreational cannabis fills. Oh, yeah. Cannabis legalization may prevent exposure to opioids in patients with pain. A report published in the journal Cannabis continues and lead to decreases in the number of new opioid users, rates of opioid use disorder, and related harms. Awesome. New research, which was supported by a grant from the National Institute on Drug Abuse, looked at national records of opioid prescription fills as well as uh, prescribing of non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, NSAIDs. Wow, I've heard of those, but never seen that acronym. And other pain medications. Analysis showed that prescription opioid fills dropped. Pardon me. Following legal. Oh, it hurts. Hey, what's up, Kat? Following legalization in U.S., while prescribing of non-opioid pain medication saw marginally significant increases. Okay. Study adds to the growing evidence of the substitutability of cannabis for opioids and non-opioid pain medications. I don't like that they say substitutability. I just think they're making it look like it's on an even playing field to opioids when I believe it's not even close as far as the dangers and the side effects. Um, they want to say substitute as if you could take one for the other. Well, yeah, but I would say cannabis definitely outweighs the benefits of opioids. Well, and there's certain opioids that you know like morphine or something when you have like a very severe injury or whatever it is, but that's a different. I think that's a more extreme case. People take a lot of lower strength, I guess, lower strength opioids for other reasons, and I think all that stuff could be replaced. Let's see. Once recreational cannabis dispensaries open, we find statistically significant decreases in the rate of opioid prescriptions. 13% reduction from baseline uh, P patient 0.05. I don't know what that. 13% from the baseline of 0.05. Wow. The study says the marginally significant decreases in the average daily supply of opioids, 6.3% decreased to 0.1%, 0.10%. And the number of opioid prescriptions per patient, 3.5% decreased to 0.10%. The findings were authored by five-person research team from the University of Chicago, University of Georgia, and Indiana University Bloomington. In Indiana University Bloomington? Huh? Seems like a weird name for a. Is that really a university right here? Maybe in Indiana's. Maybe they meant an S right there. Look, I can't read the greatest when I have a bunch of people watching me read, so I get it, but I do see the typos. They pop out to me. Notably, because NSAIDs are typically available as over-the-counter medications, researchers said their analysis using these medications are underpowered. Analysis using these medications are underpowered. What? Our findings may therefore support the analgesic properties of cannabis because patients are prescribed fewer opioids without a statistically significant increase in non-opioid pain medication when cannabis is available, they wrote. Another explanation could be that prescribing healthcare providers reduce opioid prescriptions following cannabis legalization. The team acknowledged, pointing to evidence that adding marijuana to state prescription drug monitoring programs, PDMPs, impacts providers' prescribing practices around other controlled substances such as opioids. Whether driven by patient or healthcare providers, reductions in opioid fills stemming from recreational cannabis legalization implementation may prevent exposure to opioids in patients with pain, the report says, and lead to decreases in the number of new opioid users, rates of opioid use disorder, and related harm. And they're not even mentioning antidepressants. The antidepressants, the Zolofts, and all this stuff that just stuff that like takes away your sex drive and makes us docile and makes us like just zombifies us. That stuff is another whole nother thing, because they keep talking about opioids stemming from pain or for pain, but they don't even mention that. Maybe that study hasn't been done yet, but it references a study published late last year examining the effects and adding medical marijuana to PDM or MPs, which concluded that the additional tracking had mixed effects, both reducing the prescription of medications that could cause complications with cannabis and also exposing a possible bias against medical marijuana patients among healthcare providers. Right? So they say, I guess some providers are going to not prescribe you opioids because you tell them you're already using cannabis. I think that might be part of it as well. Authors of the new study also pointed out that prior research shows that while some subset of the population uses cannabis when it becomes recreationally legal, many wait until dispensaries open. Still, many more wait until dispensaries have been open for several years. Oh, really? The team also noted that most prior research has focused on medical marijuana legalization. We expand on this literature by examining recreational cannabis legislation, they wrote. Furthermore, we include a novel explanation for non-opioid pain medications. A new study adds to a growing body of research indicating that cannabis reform may help lessen patients' use of opioids and tamp down prescribing of prescription painkillers. That seems weird, like the way they worded that, but it's okay. A study published late last year, for example, found that legalizing medical cannabis appeared to significantly reduce monetary payments from opioid manufacturers to doctors who specialize in pain. According to recently published research, the author finds evidence that this decrease is due to medical marijuana becoming available as a substitute for prescription painkillers. I feel like we're going in circles here, aren't we? It's like I've said the same thing multiple times in this article. Other recent research also shows a decline in fatal opioid overdoses. Okay, now we're getting to the good stuff. In jurisdictions where marijuana was legal for adults. There we go. Let's go. That study found a consistent negative relationship between legalization and fatal overdoses, with more significant effects in states that legalized cannabis earlier. In the opioid crisis, authors estimated that recreational marijuana legalization is associated with a decrease of approximately 3.5 deaths per 100,000 individuals. Our findings suggest that broadening recreational marijuana access could help address the opioid epidemic, that report said. Previous research largely indicates that marijuana, primarily for medical use, can reduce opioid prescription, and we find it may also successfully reduce overdose deaths. Further, this effect increases with earlier implementation or recreational marijuana legalization, it added. So the longer the state has been legal, the better, indicating this relationship is relatively consistent over time. Yeah, because think about it, guys. We started importing opioids way more after they criminalized marijuana. When they is there another word I'm trying to think of? When they illegalized? No, there's another word. Oh, it's so tickly in my throat. I must be getting that flu going around. Where are we at here? Another recently published report into prescription opioids use in Utah following the state's legalization of medical marijuana found that the availability of legal cannabis both reduced opioid use by patients with chronic pain and helped drive down prescription overdose deaths statewide. Yep, so they're all coming to the same conclusion. Overall results of the study indicate that cannabis has a substantial role to play in pain management and the reduction of opioid use. My eyes are all tearing up right now. It's hard to read. Another study published in 2023 linked medical marijuana use to lower pain levels and reduce dependency on opioids. Is it me, or am I just reading the same thing over and over here? Another prescription medications, and another published by the American Medical Association, AMA, found last February found that chronic pain patients who received medical marijuana for longer than a month saw significant reductions in prescribed opioids. Yes. Let me just scroll down a little bit. Okay, they're just like telling me all the stories, all these studies that came up with almost exactly the same thing. That's cool though. It's a good story. I like that kind of thing. I mean, look, it's not to say cannabis doesn't have, drawbacks or things to watch out for, things to mitigate or to manage, downsides, I guess. But that doesn't mean that it's not going to be a hell of a lot better than what's going on. And think about it: you got to have some kind of pain medication, like a society, any society that has a medical industry. They got to have some kind of pain medication, and either it's going to be opioids or cannabis. I mean, there's not too many other options. A bonk on the head and maybe a shot of whiskey. I mean, what other option is there? Synthetic stuff. I mean, you're just making a synthetic version of the opioids then, which we have. So it's one of those things. I think cannabis is a better option personally. Bill Gates talks about using LSD and smoking marijuana in an unsuccessful bid to impress girls. All right, we got to check this out. Is there a video? Oh man, I hope they don't do video here. Microsoft founder Bill Gates says that while he wouldn't recommend it, he experimented with LSD a half dozen times and was partial to marijuana in his youth, in part because he felt it could help him impress girls. Oh, I see. I thought he was I thought the story was him telling some girls that he does LSD and cannabis to try to impress them right now. It's just that he did it when he was younger, I guess. That's what he says. Now he does some, like, probably some kind of designer drug. The multi-billionaire discussed his youthful adventures with various drugs in his new memoir, Source Code. Source Code. Source Code. Coder language, bro. That's set to be published next week. Interesting. That included a time during high school on senior skip day when students ceremonially ditched class when Gates took acid and recalled that he continued to feel the effects the following day at the dental appointment. Went to the dentist all damn, Chris, I can't read both articles. I can't read your article and the article. Holy cow. In nursing home, there was a patient that had cancer and he chose to go the natural route. So they gave him cannabis pills daily instead of an opioid or narcotic. Oh, that's awesome. That's an interesting story, anecdotal story, because this is before, that's probably before all these studies have come out too. I mean, that's what the story says, Chris. I don't think it doesn't specify whether he still takes any drugs. The drugs he takes now are ones he makes from his own, medical facilities. Probably they probably make one set for him, like the good drugs without anything bad in it, and then they make regular drugs. It's got stuff in it that's supposed to help you for whatever the thing is. But then it's got some other stuff in there too, probably added in there. That's just my guess, is that there's like drugs for like the regular public, and then there's drugs for the elites. I'm guessing, like sucking on blood from a baby or whatever they do, whatever these guys do up there. Let's see. He told People, this People magazine, that he blamed his girlfriend, the late Microsoft co-founder Paul Allen. I blamed his friend. I didn't say. I read girlfriend. Blamed his friend Paul Allen for his experimentation. Oh, because he's dead. That's why. Oh well. I mean, we'll see. Everything I did, I'm blaming it on him and Jimi Hendrix. Gates joked. Okay. Well, I'll give it to him. He's joking. Paul always got a kick out of challenging the things like not drinking, and he gave me a bunch of whiskey, which I still don't like the taste of because that first night I drank too much. Yeah, that's a story of every high school girl right there, Bill Gates. Got too drunk on some whiskey your first time, got a little too loose. Your buddy Paul, showed you what's up, gave you the 1-4, and then you just can't go back. He said, I'm a huge risk taker, willing to try new things, but I also like my mind working well. And so both during these trips and even after, you wonder, hey, did I scramble up my mind? Oh, so I gave it up after I think we did LSD 4 or 5 times. That means like 10 or 15 in total. I think the last time was when I was like 21, he said. And I'm definitely not recommending that, because even though you think some of your thoughts are profound, in retrospect, they're not. Depends on if you write it down or record it somehow. He also weighed in on his past cannabis using, saying he felt smoking marijuana was a way to try to look cool. Oh, okay. Well, it never worked for you, I don't think. Gates said he thought maybe some girls would be impressed. I thought that was cigarettes. You smoke cigarettes to look cool. I didn't work out, but I tried, he said. It didn't work out, but I tried. Gates hasn't been shy about his past experience with marijuana. Well, I mean, he barely said he did anything. He just said he tried to impress people. He didn't say if he likes dabs or, if he likes, a little into couch. Like, he didn't say nothing. 2023, he said during a conversation with actor Seth Rogen, that it's amazing how marijuana policy and culture have evolved. Since his high school days, smoking cannabis to fit in with his peers, and he thinks the ongoing federal state marijuana law conflict has got to be resolved. It wasn't so much smoking pot for pot's sake as it was being part of the crowd, Gates said. Oh, yeah, the crowd, the mob rule. It's amazing how it's changed. When I grew up, it was just kind of a rebellion thing. Sure, it had nothing to do with the effects. Uh, the conversation also turned to cannabis potency, with Gates observing that a lot of us who were smoking when it was illegal, the dosage was actually pretty modest. That's a talking point that everybody says, and I don't agree. It's all about your tolerance. It's all about, yeah, if it was modest at the time, you could still smoke a bunch of it and probably, get really, really up there. Like that is the difference. And they're talking like, oh, sure, sure. It was weak. I mean, I don't think so. I think that's just a talking point. Yeah, we have higher THC levels now, but that doesn't mean that it was weaker or anything because THC is not, we all know that, well, most of us know that THC is not the sole factor in what kind of strength your medicinal cannabis is going to have. Um, let's see the conversation. Okay, okay. So at least as you move into this legal pot world, you can be getting like really extreme doses, particularly on the edibles. He said. I mean, I think I know. Okay, if I puff 5 times, what that means. Whereas if you ingest, I have no clue. I wonder if he's eaten any edibles. NHL players are choosing marijuana and video. Oh, yeah, we read that one. Marijuana moment is made. Okay, 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 okay. All right, all right. Not bad, not bad. I don't like Bill Gates much at all, but some mildly entertaining story. Here's a story from 17 seconds ago. Largest U.S. bank probably would work with marijuana businesses if federal law changes. Chase CEO Jamie Dimon says. Okay, okay. Let's see. Oh, wait, what? Mark Zuckerberg. What's Mark Zuckerberg say? Despite sweeping updates to Facebook policies in favor of free expression, restrictions on marijuana-related accounts remain. Yes, we are being restricted. This is proof. This is a hard proof. We knew we were being restricted. We knew we were seeing these messages that come up when you try to search for somebody's account that has the word cannabis in it. They want to say, "Oh, are you sure you don't want to see a you know suicide hotline or something instead or whatever?" And then they send you somewhere else. I don't think I'm going to need to read all of this. We will allow more speech by lifting restrictions on some topics that are part of the mainstream discourse. Yeah, I remember that statement. Until now, we have been using automated systems to scan for all policy violations. Yeah, which sucks. But this has resulted in too many mistakes and too much content being censored that shouldn't have been. Like me, motherfuckers. Like me. Right now, I spent a couple hours. This was a couple days ago. I don't remember exactly what day I did this. I went through the whole process on Facebook with the in the options and the system and everything, and I found the help desk, and I was talking to their AI chat bot. People think it's a person, but I know it's not a person. And they made me jump through all these hoops. They're like, well, can you send us a screenshot of the problem? And I sent them all these different screenshots, and then just for them to kind of go in big circle and go, well, our team's decision is final. And it's like you didn't even address what I was messaging about. So yeah, they need to do something about it for sure. Definitely being restricted on the foos book still. All right, we don't really need to read the story though. We all know. I think this is a pretty obvious stuff there. You know what? Let me see if I can go back. No, I can't. Federal OSHA officials spotlight marijuana and hemp industry workers' risk for allergens. Now that is actually something we don't think about a lot, especially if you want to go and work for a company and you go and start working for cannabis companies, you want to be a grower and all that. You may end up developing or already having an allergy, and it's kind of a joke to say you're allergic to cannabis, but you can be allergic to the pollens that it produces and or the sort of like a hay fever kind of like a weed type allergy, and so it can include cannabis. I researched this because I thought I was allergic until I found out something was probably actually a little worse, that I'm allergic to pets, and I have a dog. I love my dog. I'm not getting rid of my dog, but I did develop allergies. So you got to be careful and just, keep an eye on if you get into that industry for the first time and you're just like, what, why are my eyes so itchy or whatever, like whatever it is. Next to Fields, yeah, Lisa May, you're right. And if it becomes bigger and bigger, and everybody's got some in their backyard, that could get worse. But then again, you're still dealing with that on a regular basis if you have those allergens. If you're somebody that goes outside, you're going to get exposed. But if you're in a farm with a bunch of them, then it's going to be worse. So I don't know. It's interesting that OSHA's spotlighting it. See, from 2 weeks ago, DoorDash will now deliver hemp CBD and THC products in response to growing demand to help customers unwind and recharge. What? Lisa May, have you heard this? I know you're not a DoorDasher anymore. Anybody out there do door dashing? You still don't know why you were banned. Yeah, yeah. They put restrictions or put flags or whatever. Like I don't have a restriction per se. It says I'm not restricted, but I have a yellow flag that says I'm not recommendable or something like that. And it was all from a video that was a live stream that I started not even a minute, and it shut off on me as in like an error, and it like it said errored out, and I wasn't even showing anything. I was showing my plants in the aquaponics system, no cannabis, just other plants. And it showed me an error, and then boom, and then that video got flagged for like selling guns and drugs or something. And I'm like, this is ridiculous, and you can't. There's no recourse, right? And it says it's like 6 months ago, like you said, Chris. It's been years, and it's like it just never goes away. They don't give a crap at that point. Yeah, but do you have time though? That's the thing, Elisa. Yeah, I might have to get back to that. Oh wow, delivering cannabis from DoorDash. I hope that doesn't, get DoorDashers robbed more often. I don't know. I wonder if DoorDashers get robbed, like just for the food. Like, hey, give me your food. I'm hungry. DoorDash. Okay, let's go down. CBD tampon maker pulls products off U.S. market following FDA warning letter. CBD tampon maker. Oh, now it's getting real. Now it's getting real here, you guys. On the heels of the Food and Drug Administration FDA warning letter to the manufacturer of CBD coated tampons marketed to relieve period pain. Hey, okay, interesting, interesting. And company says it has pulled the products off off the market. That's. I wonder why though. Like that's interesting that they would have to pull them off. Like it's not like people. Not like you're going to get high. You're not going to just shove a bunch of them up in there. FDA has written to the company Ansday, maker of Day tampons, in mid-December, asserting that the adulterated tampons are not approved for sale in the U.S. and are being misbranded due to the addition of the cannabinoids. That's funny considering tampons are made of like a bleached cotton that is probably not safe already. The agency said it at the time that it had previously raised the issue with company leaders last April. Yeah, I mean, me neither, Elisa May. I'm with you on that one. I'm with you on that one. Uh-oh, I see an angry face. Kim Marston. What was she angry about, I wonder? Although FDA cleared the company's products for insertion into the vagina to absorb menstrual discharge, the agency said they did not qualify or did not notify FDA regarding changes and modifications to the device that could significantly affect the safety or effectiveness of the device. When they say they could, like, do they even think about whether it could, or they just say, "Hey, oh, it's different. Gotta stop." On Wednesday, Representative Ann's Day told Marijuana Moment that the company will no longer sell the product in the U.S. In light of this feedback and given the sensitive regulatory landscape surrounding cannabinoids and medical devices within the U.S., we have made the decision to voluntarily remove the CBD day tampons from the U.S. market while we evaluated alternative pathways for no pun intended for regulatory compliance. The company said we are actively working with the FDA to address their concerns and clarify and any misunderstandings about our product's regulatory status. Well, so that's the thing. They are going to play hell trying to get any kind of medical devices inserted into the market, if you will, because the medical industry is going to be opposed to cannabis because of the connection between opioids and all the money they're getting to push these opioids from, say, like China. And the production in the poppy fields in Afghanistan and all that. Like, it's a big global trade already. And here we are, little old American cannabis companies, barely able to be even considered legal in some places. Even though we're legal, it doesn't mean that we're not being restricted still. And then we have to go up against the entire world's, drug juggernaut that is opioids. Like, it's going to be a while before we can win that battle. But I mean, at least we're trying. Like, just to add CBD to a tampon, like that's not a pain. It's going to help with pain, but it's not like an opioid pain medicine that you're going to have a reaction to or a addiction to. You could have side effects. I mean, I don't know if there's anybody allergic to CBD, but there could be a problem there. But FDA declined to comment on this story, saying the agency won't weigh in on an open compliance matter. Oh, we just can't talk about it right now. Let's see. Ohio businesses sold $242 million worth of recreational cannabis in 2024. I think we read that one before. New York retailers have now officially sold $1 billion worth of legal marijuana. Analysts see sudden spike in use of marijuana as an alcohol alternative. Okay, less poison all around. I like it. Okay, I think I'm back a little too far on the marijuana moment. I think it's getting almost time to get the number wheel up here. I'm still frozen on my phone over here. It's crazy. I'm like an hour back on my phone. Facebook has been making some updates and changes. Hopefully it's for the better. We'll see. But yeah, shouts out to our winner last night was Amber Benamati. Yes, Amber. And also Linda Lee was given a game night ticket. And Joe Orzel also won from the Trippy Hippie company that was donated by Sheena for Margaret Jett's birthday giveaway that we did. So congrats, Joe and Amber, and also Linda Lee. That's right. Linda Lee's a new subscriber. Shouts out to Linda. Thank you again for that. And speaking of, we should find out, see if there's anybody that wants to add to the number wheel. But let me pull the wheel up first. Wheel of names. Oh, it pulled up the wrong wheel. Not cool, wheel. Not cool. All right, let's do this. I've got to remake the wheel now, unfortunately. So what do we got? We got number 17 was last night, Amber. So We'll go up to 20, 21, I think, and then we'll check some new numbers here. Whoa. $19. I gotta take off 17. 21. I think I might actually have a few more to add. Let's see. So if you haven't gone over there, make sure you do that real quick. I'm going to the Facebook side first. Okay, I see. Let me refresh this here. New posts. There it is. Numbers. Yep, there it is. Okay. Chris. Okay, that one's good. We'll check the other one. Well, we got 30 likes, guys. If we get up to 50, we got some time. If we make some headway on it. I wasn't trying to push you all. We did really well last night. Thank you all for the help as usual. Okay, no, let's go to newest. All right, nothing there. Let me go to the Rumble. Not the Rumble, the locals. We have a couple new people on the list here. Let's see. Okay, so Margaret was 20. We got Cindy Lou, who is going to be number 21. We've got Timothy Martin, number 22. Forgive me, I see y'all's names so often. I'm gonna check to make sure not giving you multiple numbers. Charles, number 23. Big Chuck, how's it going, my guy? Remember, if you are here when I do this spin, you get double. You get double. Sheena is number 24. Let me just skim the rest of these real quick, like. Okay, I think we're good. Yeah. 24. 24. Let's go. I would like to see Linda get in there, though. If somebody could tag Linda for me, Linda Lee would be awesome. Kim Marston, how come you were? What did I say that made you angry tonight? Was it one of the stories we read about? Kim, you do have a number. Well, I think you have a number on locals. Let's see. I mean, I can't just memorize everybody, but I think I got you. Yes, you got a number 9. Just happen to have it open there. There you go. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay. Took 17 out. Good. Okay, so I'm going to wait for Linda just for a moment here. Let's do a quick dab. Chill out, maybe play a little music. Typo. That's okay. Let's hear what she has to say about whatever it was, but sometimes you hit the wrong button. It happens. Okay. Let's play a little tune here. I don't know. I don't have any other new tunes, but I do like this other one. This other one I made right here. Two people tagged her. Let's see what happens. 24 people so far on this week's wheel. Little apple fritter for y'all. Cheers, cheers. Yeah, Chris, if you could only be on one, if you could only comment on one, that would be great. But you got a number on Facebook. Cheers.
It's hard to replicate, but folks try to mimic, they just can't wait. They see his vision, they see his success, but they miss out on the magic.
I'll tag her too. Let's see what happens. Joe, you need to get in on this too, man. You win if you are here. You win 2 Indoor Farmer coupons. If you are not here, you win 1, as long as you go over and comment on the post, wherever that might be, if you're on Locals or Facebook. What are you wondering, Jess? Did she join Locals? She was trying to, but she joined Facebook for now. On the Locals, because it doesn't show the live. It's not a live stream, Chris. It's a post, just like you did on Facebook. Exactly the same. Just a post. You don't comment on a live stream on Locals. Locals is I can go live on Locals, but we don't do our show there because I can't go there with everything else. Apple fritter. I got some apple fritter too, but I don't know. It's all right. I think I like the Super Boof a little bit better. Oop. It's the wrong lid on. Got this from Drizzle Dab. Can't buy it on his website, but he's got it right there in the store. It's THCA. And as you all know, that's really the same thing. It's okay. We had 3 people tagged her. She's got to be busy. That's okay. I was just hoping to get our newest members in on the post. Joe, I'm wondering if you're going to go get on there. You don't have to, but if you do, I'm going to wait for you. Every time you see my name, it comes out as Wellen. You want to call me Wellen? Brenda called me Wayne on game night. That was funny. Okay. Well, I can't wait too long, but so I want to see if Joe responds. It looks like Joe might have stepped over to do it. I like it. It's a good grower. Oh, okay, Joe. Joe, you want to wait? Want me to wait for you? I can wait a minute. Only takes a quick second to go over there and comment on the numbers post. If you go into the Locals community and you don't see it at the top, you might be filtered on like most relevant or something instead of most recent. You got to switch that filter sometimes. I like it. It's a good grower. Okay. Missing something there. Kelly, hello. Superior Recent Engraving.bigcartel.com in the house. What's up, Kelly? Stay a minute for the giveaway if you want to try to get to we're at 32 likes, 15 people in the house, 16 people in the house, 9 more people, guys, and we'll do another door prize today. I'm just high. I will go do it. Okay, yeah, go for it, Joe. I want to see you get in there. You don't have to. I know you may not necessarily want a bunch of giveaways, but I like to see people participate because I want to I want to feel like it's a value to everybody. You know what I mean? And I do have about 30 or so people that are pretty active out of the like 100 subscribers, and I'd love to see 100 active, but trust me, those 70 people that don't do it, don't get active, they're saving. They're just being supportive to be supportive, I guess, and I'm totally fine with it. But I like to give stuff back to my subscribers. I don't want to continue giving enormous. I can't give like I did $100 one time, and it just doesn't move the needle like you're hoping it will. Like it didn't get a bunch of people to sign up for $100. So I'm trying to do a lot more giveaways, but smaller amounts. So the indoor farmer coupon, I might explain that, Joe. You might have gone to go get your number. I'll explain it later when he comes back. What's up, Colin? My dude. Hey, what's up, man? I was looking for another song to play, and now that Colin's in here, why not play a little ode to Colin Smith, honorary member. Let's go. We'll do a little dab. We're waiting on Joe Kelly, and hopefully Linda Lee comes in. Try to get her on this wheel. Yeah, no, it's not as much about money as it is about me feeling like there's a back and forth exchange, And I could sit back and be like, well, they're getting a lot of content, and I'm so riveting when I speak. I don't believe that I'm there yet, So I feel like, well, doing a give back, doing the coupons and all this stuff, and making game night as much as fun as I can. That is my value I'm trying to add to you guys. Yeah, I'm trying to talk a big talk about trying to become more healthy, but it's hard and it takes a long time. So we're on a long journey on that one. So in the meantime, I try to stay positive, and I try to be a entertaining force in your life. The last few days have been a little rough for me in that department, but I most of the time have a pretty positive outlook. I'm gonna cheers to Colin right now. Cheers, guys. That's awesome, Joe. Joe won the prize last night, the UV reactant blanket and hat from the Trippy Hippie Company. What's up, Kat? Trying to become more healthy? Hey, thanks, Kat. We actually had some really good stories tonight. If you didn't catch the first hour of the show, there's some pretty good articles and stories out there going on. Cheers, cheers. The guy that stays in the background. That's okay, Joe. You're more in the foreground in my life than a lot of other people, so I would disagree a little bit on that. Yeah, dab time, Jess. So, Joe, did you go over there and get a number, brother? I'm gonna just see if you respond before I go check. You're showing yourself grace. Yeah, I mean, I also try to be real. Show when I'm like, I probably talk too much about the details. A lot of people say, you don't want to like give everybody the whole behind the scenes of what you're doing and everything like that. And I'll probably get to a point like that one day where I have to be a lot more private about stuff. But I guess not yet. Almost did, man. I almost did. Got some. I have tits on reserve from Chris Plummer. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, if you like checking out what's going on, we're at about a bunch of stories about cannabis going on in the States. I don't know if you're interested in that, but we read a story about AI being used for farming and stuff like that. It's going to be interesting. Daniel, what's up? Weed and Christian rock. The Amish grow weed, you think? Okay. I bet they do. Are you saying I'm Amish growing weed? Weed and Christian rock. That's an interesting combo. This isn't Christian rock that I'm playing. I would probably still get copyright claimed for Christian rock, to be honest. Cheers, Skull. Tits on ice, Jess. Yeah, it's like they're like a reserve. Like I have tits on a belt. You can just pop them off and use them like a potion or like an extra. Chris has got it for me. He's there. Well, I'm going to do this spin. I'm going to go check for Joe's number real fast. Any tit, time. We got him. 25. Number 25 in the year 2025 on the day of 2/5. Let's see if Joe has the luck of the numbers. That is a pretty lucky number today, Joe. 25, 25, 25 is what you got, man. $25.25 on 25. It's just insane. I almost want to call it. I want to call it, but I don't want to be wrong. I don't want to be wrong. So afraid. I guess I don't need to make this bigger, but we might as well. More fun on the screen. We're not too far away, though. 15 more likes. We could do the door prize tonight. We got 10 more people or 15 more likes. I feel like one of those is easier than the other one, but honestly, I'm not sure which. All right, let's go. 25, 25, 25. You like 25 too, Jess? I want to call it. I want to call it on the 25, but we'll see. We'll see. Now I'm watching this wheel harder than I usually ever watch this wheel. In the year 2525, something about Cleopatra was still alive. Right, Joe? Remember that show, the TV shows? It was like cheap, like Hercules and like Xena, and there was like Cleopatra. It was like an offshoot of those. And in the year 2525, now there's a song I know, but it was a TV show too. Cleopatra, they called her. I don't know, maybe it was something else. Not even close to 25. Son of a. It looks like an 8. It's going to be an 8. That's an 8. We've got an 8, people. We've got an 8. Let's go number 8. Let's find out who we got. Who do we appreciate? Man, I was really feeling that 25 right there, Joe. I thought that was going to be magic. Oh, hey, look, it's none other than Jess Rosebuds, 420 Rose. I don't know how many names. You've got too many names. Congrats. You win or won. I'm trying to reply to comments now when people won, and so that they can see that if they're not here. But I know you're here, Jess. Congrats, Jess. Jess now has 5 coupons she can exchange in. I want to see if Joe Kelly, if you're in here, Joe, let me know. I'm going to explain to you what the coupons are, just in case anyone else wants to hear it too at the same time. Jess, congrats. All right. So I'm setting up the people in the boxes on my page here for tomorrow. It's going to be, we're going to be talking about caffeine and nicotine. A little combination, a little versus maybe, a little which one, tit for tat, if you will, Chris. A little tit for tat tomorrow on people in the boxes, caffeine and nicotine. I don't actually intake a whole lot of either one. I drink some caffeine sometimes, but not actually that often. So definitely make it back for the show tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Central Time, People in the Boxes, where we look for you guys to give us your experience on the topic from life, from what you have been around, what you've seen, what you've done. And that brings us all a little bit more perspective, right? I tell you how I've engaged in this, whatever it was, topic, or what I've seen about this, and you tell me what you've seen, and then what happens is we get a better picture about what we think about the thing. It may not be the truth, it may not be 100%, but you get another little puzzle piece in there, and I think it's a good show. We get a little crazy sometimes, we get a little heated sometimes. Last week was a crazy episode. We got a little bit into it. Kim and I like to go head to head sometimes, and it's good. It's good for the conversation. This week should be relatively more mild. I say that, but I know there's a lot of people out there with pretty strong addictions to both things, nicotine and caffeine. So it could actually turn into a little bit more serious episode, but I'm hoping that we do a little, just kind of have a relaxed conversation like we would normally, but we'll see. We'll see. Linda Lee, you made it. You made it. I am sorry. It was about a half an hour ago when we were trying to, well, it might have been a little sooner. But what I need you to do, Linda, we have one more spin tomorrow on this wheel here, where you subscribed on Facebook, and if you have gone over to locals, that's fine. But whichever, like, just pick one of the places. Either if you're not subscribed to locals yet, then just go to Facebook. There is a group that you are put in when you subscribe. I don't know if you already know that part, but you're in a group called Waylon the Indoor Farmer Subscribers. And if you go to that group on Facebook, you will see a post. As the most recent post, it talks about getting everyone a number, and it also has the dates. It has I think it's like 2 of 2025 or something. It has the dates, and all you have to do is hit the like button and comment. Neurogum, Joe? What's Neurogum? Joe and Linda. I guess maybe Linda's still here. The coupons are good for a lot of things. They're basically my way of I can't just give cash out, right? Because there's a lot of laws behind that. But I can give you guys credit to build up in order to give you an indoor farmer hat or an indoor farmer magnet, or here's the magnets, which are actually pretty heavy duty magnets, guys. They're very strong magnets. Anyway, so those things and like future shirts, when I start getting those, you also can save them up you at least save 4 of them up, and I will get you a gift code to one of our sponsors, or just worth of their product, I guess, whatever it is. But if it's a website, then you would get a gift code to their website. But that, and let's see. Oh yeah, you can trade in a coupon for a game night ticket, which gets you automatically in game night, even if you're not eligible. You can actually play in game night like twice if you are eligible that week, and you also use a game night ticket. You can get on there twice as long as you comment in the time frame and all that good stuff. But let's see. Oh yeah, you can also trade it in for a swag pack, which I call a swag pack, just like a bunch of different swag I get from events. I don't have a whole lot at the moment. We've got a couple people waiting in line for some swag. I'm hoping to get some. There's a ton of events coming up. I'm gonna be going to get a lot of good stuff. Hopefully, I talk to these people at the booth, and I let them know that the people at home, you guys, you need the good stuff, and they need the merch, and they need, and I really try to help these booths out. I'm like, hey, give me stuff with your name on it. Don't just give me some random items. If you have something with your name on it, that's what we want to give out, because that's what helps you in return as it helps me. So it's one of those things. We're going to be loading up on the swag here soon. I have several people that are owed a couple of things. It's just that when it's like I have like 3 packs of seeds coming from White Glove Seed Company. Shouts out to the marijuana maintenance program. They he donated me some seeds. I have 3 that still have to go out to people, and it's like just 1 pack of seeds. And like one of you is going to get like a Country Boy Weeds bottle of some awesome frog hopper nutrients, and maybe then I can put them together and mail them to you. Because shipping is $5 every time I got to ship to somebody at least. So I try to wait until there's something combined, but it doesn't always work. I think I'm just going to have to go ahead and bite the bullet, so to speak, and send these out. So I know some of you probably might think you have prizes on the way, and I have everything written down. I'm not perfect. There might be an error somewhere at some point, but for the most part, I got everybody that's owed things written down. I also got several people that are getting some Country Boy Weeds nutrients, the frog hopper juice, veg and bloom. So everybody's accounted for right at the moment. If you guys want to know who's got coupons, I got a lot of people with coupons. Okay. I'm just going to read them off real quick. Michael Black has 3. Brenda Breiler has 3 or 2. Oh, man. I wrote her down twice. Well, she gets 3 then because I did not mark out the other one. So I assume she added 2 more. So that's cool. That means she's got 3. Brendra's got 3. Trent Allgood has 2. Jess has 5 now. Let me write that down, Jess. Sean Cook has 1. Bean Dongo has 2. Kristen has 1. Mamarochi has 1. Kayla has 1. Sir Stevo has 1. Joe Orzel is going with a swag pack. I got you written down there, Joe. Michelle Paris has 3. Tommy McKetta has 1. Margaret Jett has 3. Who won yesterday? It was Amber. I'm going to have to write her down too. Timothy has 1. Brenda V has 2. Diane has 1. Canagrammy has 1. John Rando has 1. Michelle Lynn has 1. And I believe I have a new page for these. Terry Breiler has 1, and Sheena has 2. Margaret said she wanted to give 1 to Linda. So I didn't have my notebook with me last night, so let me do that real quick. Margaret will now have 2 then. Margaret's going to have 2. And we're going to write down Linda for using a game night ticket. Trying to do these books and stuff, keeping things all in order. Linda Lee, game night ticket. There we go. Boom. And let's write down Linda for game night. Brenda V and Linda Lee. It's a match made in heaven. There we go. Or it was meant to be. I don't know. Cool. We got it. Jess, congrats. You need to write down Amber from yesterday. If you're not subscribed, you should get in on it. I mean, you might not watch my show that often, but the subscribing pays even if you're not around to be able to see the show that often. Like I said, you can get in on the post, you get in on game night, you can walk away, and you find out you won something. Oh, Amber was here too, so she actually won two. She won double the coupons. And so did Jess. Jess is here. I forgot. Jess actually won two. Double times two. Write that down. All right, let's write it down over here too. Jess actually has six. Six coupons. Hells yeah. Not to steal your catchphrase, Joe Kelly. Let's clean this baby out, do another dab, and probably head out of here. But you guys, it's been a great night. Where are we at on the numbers? 38, 12 more, 12 more likes, or 10 more people. 10 more people or 12 more likes. We've got to get, we could probably find 10 people that were already in here tonight. They could just come back. Like, you know, hey, babes, Linda, are you talking to me? Awesome. I have six. Yeah. You have, oh yeah, I forgot you're saving up for the hat. Eight coupons, and I will mail you an Indoor Farmer hat box. I call it a hat box because I'll throw some other stuff in there. I don't have a lot of other stuff like some slaps, maybe maybe I have a drawstring bag. Jess, do you want one of these cookies bags? It's just a paper bag, but it says cookies on it. I'll find some other goodies to add into it. By then, I should be able to. Hell yeah. Congrats, Jess. I don't know. I think we can do it. We're at 14, 15 people, 38, 20 minutes to do it. That's a challenge. It's a challenge. Oh, she got me. I was hoping she was talking to me. Sorry, Chris. My bad. My guy. The hell, man. Well, she could talk to us both. We're babes. We're both babes. Tank stats. Get her in here. Where's tagging Wayne at tonight? I don't know. He doesn't pop in when I tag him, so I don't want to bother him. There might be someone else live right now. I would probably bet my life on it. There are billions of people. There, I'm sure, is someone else out there giving something away. Yeah, Jess, two more. That's all you need. That's pretty good. I can't believe you got so many so fast. I guess it pays to participate, huh? Oh, you're not supposed to see this. You're supposed to pretend like it's not there. It's not. It's not there. Oh, Jess is pulling out the big guns on the tagging. Oh, we're going the wrong way. We're going the wrong way on the numbers. I really wasn't going to push it tonight. I thought, I'm probably not going to get close. But now we're kind of close. We're within earshot. We're within like throwing distance to my goal. I know it's an arbitrary goal, but a goal's a goal, and if I give on it now, I'll give in on the next goal, and maybe the next goal, and then what am I going to be? Some say you might have to know when to hold them, maybe know when to fold them. I don't know if that applies here, honestly, but it seemed like it just kind of came into my head. You gotta know when to fold. Know when to fold them. I think it's hold them and then fold them. I'm not sure. I know you are, Jess. I can't expect you to do it all. I can't expect any of you to do any of it, and I do appreciate all the effort. I do. It's just for fun. It may help me in the algorithm. I doubt it, like honestly, like we already know, they definitely keep us pretty limited. I think there's some accounts that can be up there. I actually would like to maybe just start paying more for ads. Just put like like pick one of my shows, probably game night, I guess, and just pay for it to be promoted. It would have to be after the show, so that would be like pay for the rewatch to be promoted, or or maybe I'll start getting a little clip out of the show. That's what I should do. I'll get a little short clip from the game, and I'll make a little like a little intro for. I think I have an idea. I have a good idea. We're gonna have to make it fun though. I'm gonna have to make a fun game for this weekend because I have to make a whole new game for this weekend. I don't know what it's gonna be. It's gonna be whatever comes out of my mind. Like just like pukes out onto the screen, and then we just come up. I kind of make a game out of it somehow. I don't know. Just I liked the last game. It got a little bit difficult to come up with good questions. Um, I didn't have very many good ones at the very end there after four or three other sessions of it. So four total attempts at that game, but it was a good one. It was a good game. I think next game it'll have to be, back to the market. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. Looking like Joe's going to be flowering over here again soon. Okay. No boys, huh? Elisa, no boys over there. Did Joe hear my what I was talking about with the coupons? I just want to make sure he heard some of it. Wouldn't suggest you do game night. I would suggest you do an actual educational. Yeah, yeah, maybe do Monday or a Wednesday, or even people in the box. I don't know. I like all my shows, to be honest. I do them all for a reason. Um, I think people in the boxes could be really good if we have a really good exchange, Um, but anyway, maybe I'll do them all. That's a lot of work. I don't do that much editing. That's why live streaming is a lot easier for someone doing all of it by itself. You guys know I do a lot of little digital creations and whatnot, and I make songs. It takes a few minutes at least, and I do what I can. I do little intros and all that stuff, but stopping to edit my shows fully every time, that would be a lot. That would be a lot. And cutting out some clips, I think I could probably do. I just don't take the time. Don't take the time. But we all have that struggle, don't we? We all have that struggle between how much effort you want to expend on something and whether or not it would help you more or not. It's like take Facebook for example, or social media for example. Some of us, even those of us who have time, and I wouldn't say I have time, but I can uh, procrastinate on things if I'm sitting there doing something on social media if I feel like it's worth the time. But I don't want to spend extra time, even though we know that it can be beneficial the more you do, not just scrolling, but like the more work you're putting in, maybe posting on groups or whatever, like you can put more work in. It never ends how much extra work you could put in if you had the time. And so you have to find a place where you stop, where not stop, but like your cutoff zone, right? And the same thing goes with this. And it's like I think we all have to struggle with that sometimes. Eva can't join; she's under the weather. Oh, that's okay. I hope she feels better, Joe. I hope she feels better. Anyway, looks like we're stuck at where we're at right now. So I'm gonna do a dab and say farewell. I was gonna leave after the last one, but I got this one ready while we were talking. So you're right, Elisa May. There's some pretty big groups I'm in that I just don't. spend the time to go and put work in. Like the Garden Cartel is a good one. I put work in on there once in a while, and it usually does pretty well. I just don't spend the time that I could. My point is like I know there's more I can do, but for my own like well-being, I limit how much more work I put in. I need to I need to take the limits off over here in the garden, which I'm kind of doing. I've got a lot of stuff working on today. We're gonna be cutting most of this broccoli out of here, and yeah, we're gonna add some more soil to the bed too. That this table can take some more soil. We're gonna see what happens. Maybe try to spread the worms out a little bit. Try to get the whole table full of worms. Just make a big old worm bed and then just lay down in it and roll around in it. Oh, sorry. All right, probably not the last part. You too, Joe. Well, I hope you don't get sick either, brother. I know I'm feeling something. There's some kind of a tickle right in here, right in here. Hmm. It's not major yet. We'll see what happens. Find this new stoner group. It has 220,000 followers. Is it just called Stoners? I'm in that group. I hate the term, but yeah, got to use it. I hate the term podcast, but I do podcasts. I used to think I do a web show. I do a show. I do a live video show online on the web. I do a show, but podcast took over. The term took over. I can't fight it. It's a podcast. Um, but yeah, I'm in some big groups like that too. I'm telling him to use the force, but I don't think he's listening. Who's going to use the force? Prayers, Jess. Good luck with whatever you got going on. Don't work too hard. That's the thing. Exactly. That was my whole point of that little monologue. Is like there's always something more that you can do, but you have to be measured about how much. I I fully admit that I'm a procrastinator and I probably don't get as much done as I could. But I feel like if I push too hard, then I'm going to get burned out, and I don't want to get burned out. So there it is. And I mean, thinking about growing my own food or my own cannabis, like how can you get burned out? Like, I mean, you can, but if you just remind yourself, oh yeah, there will never be a time while I'm alive that I don't need more food. And so like, there's really no reason that should be a burnout situation, but it can be. A lot of people will turn their hobbies into a business, and if it's a passion of yours and then you turn into a business, you can lose that passion and you can lose that intensity of the love for whatever it is. And that's sad, but I've always had the intention of making this a business, but I wanted to start with a basically hobby level, right? Hobbyist level, where I just kind of learn and let it go, let it do its thing. But eventually it's going to have to be locked up tight and business oriented. So we're pushing to that. We're pushing to that effect. We'll see. I know I said it earlier, but tomorrow night, people in the boxes, we're going to be talking about caffeine and nicotine. I'm going to write it down so I don't forget. Caffeine and nicotine. We're going to get into it. I mean, both of these things are stimulants. Neither one are actually necessarily harmful by themselves, but we're going to get into the everything surrounding them. Yeah, you're right, Chris. Well, it's because you're trying to put too much in. You just type with two thumbs. That's all you get. I never understand me. Never understand. I talk. You have to talk like a robot to the talk to text. You say, Chris, you need to speak to the phone with short but concise verbalage. If the word is too large, you must sound it out almost as if it was a small child. It's crazy. I do pretty good with the voice to text, but it does still pop some words like crazy. Like, what is that? I didn't even say anything like that. But if you kind of talk more like a robot, and then what's funny is that if you switch over and send somebody a voice memo on your phone, and you forget that you're not doing talks to text, but you're doing a voice memo, and you send someone a voice message like that, you're like, oh, hey, Lisa, May, it's me, Waylon. You're like, maybe we need to redo that one. One of those things. Everybody has that problem, man. Kind of like my boyfriend. We're not going there, Lisa. Cheers. All right, let's go, guys. Have a good night. It's been a good one, and I hope to see you on People in the Boxes. I think that's going to be a good one too. We all talked about it already, so I'm hoping that we come up with some good stuff. Where are we at? All right. Remember, I like to look at the broader picture on Wednesdays, because every person on the smallest level that you ever meet still has that one thing in common, right? We all got to eat. We all got to eat. Good night, guys.
Yeah, this is for my green thumbs in the game. Waylon the indoor farmer, check my name. Sustainability, we about to reclaim. This is how we do it, keep it in the frame. I'm Waylon the farmer, the indoor king. Living off the grid, what the city can't bring. Got my hydro set up, my LED lights. Growing all my greens, all through the night. Self-sustain, that's the mission. Growing my own, I'm not missing. Indoor farming, the hustle's real. Waylon's here.